Lion have done it, man. They are your spring split LCS champions. Our first seed representing NA at MSI. You got to shout out Lion. I mean, they were clinical today. Absolutely dominant over TL. Something that I did not expect. I actually had TL winning this series. I just thought that TL would ride the momentum that they had coming into this series. You know, being as dominant as they were over C9, having a very good showing against FlyQuest. I just thought they had the momentum on their side, but Lion neutralized everything TL wanted to do. I thought they gapped them in basically every single lane. I thought they gapped them in draft. It was pure dominance from Lion, and they clearly showed why they're the best team in the LCS. Much credit is, owed to everyone involved. I think most of the credit will end up going to Inspired. I think Inspired, rightfully so, is getting a lot of credit because I think, to me, Inspired is the best player in the West, and he has been for a while now. I know recently there's been talks about Skewmond and talks about, whoever you want to say. Even Jose got the first team All-Pro. And yeah, I don't think Inspired had like an elite regular season that he normally has. And I do think Jose had a better regular season than him. But if you want to basically take every single player that is playing on a Western team and put them in a pool, and I need to draft someone and be like, you know what? I need one guy that I'm going to pick right now. And this guy that I pick is going to lead my team. I would take Inspired 10 times out of 10, over anybody. If I wanted to pick someone right now out of any Western team, I would pick Inspired. If I want to win a clutch, series or a clutch game or a series against a team that I'm not favored against or a series against a team that we have to win, I'm taking Inspired 10 times out of 10 because this guy just knows how to win. He has won 7 titles in his 11 years in NA, or his 11 splits in NA. And he has looked dominant in basically every single split. He's almost winning a title a split. That's just how, bro, he's going crazy. He is so good, man. It's unfair to have Inspired on your team. I obviously took it for granted. I'm a FlyQuest fan, obviously, so it's it obviously sucks that, Inspired, Busio, these guys left. But it's so good to watch him do it again because I just know how good this guy is. And I still didn't know he was this good. I just thought maybe, he looked really good on Fly because we had a good group of players around him, and he has a good group of players around him now, but I think he's just showing his class, man. He just turns it on at the right times. The team clearly just follows his lead. They know what he wants to happen, and they will do everything that he thinks is right, and they're all on the same page. I think Lion has done an incredible job handpicking a group of players who are very responsive to his leadership style. Not playing with Inspired is not for everyone, A lot of teams don't like the Inspired leadership style. They think it's too direct. They think it's too, harsh. But I'm someone who actually was defending him when a lot of people were criticizing Inspired when the FlyQuest video dropped and he was calling his players NPCs. Bro, this stuff happens. It's competition, you will call your players this and that, and you will tell them to shut up or you'll tell them to stop inting. It's fine. I don't think, it's a big deal as long as the players on your team don't take it personally. I don't think it's a big deal, And Lion clearly don't take any of his comments personally, and they will say the same stuff back to him, which is why I think Lion has done a great job selecting players who are exactly like him in this way, where it's Berserker and Saint and Dokla will literally go back at Inspired and be like, you know what? You inted, your Jace sucks, bro. And it's so funny to watch because I remember when it first happened and Inspired was flaming his teammates, and they started broadcasting the comms and all that, and people were like, oh, this guy's so toxic and this and that. But it's bro, his team is clearly it's not even as deep for his team. His team doesn't even take it that personally or seriously. It's all about the game for them, which is why I think they're such a good team because nothing that, I think their team culture is so connected. Nothing that anyone says is taken too personally, whether it's the coaches, the players, and this is all the signs of an Inspired led team. And even on the Rift, he just has an idea of how he wants the game to be played. And his teammates will blindly follow whatever he says. And it doesn't matter if Inspired is telling 4 people to like face check a bush, or 1 person to face check a bush into 4 people, he will tell them to do that, and they will just do it blindly. They'll not be like, oh wait, what? Why should I do this? Like, this is probably not good. No, like, bro, they have full faith in Inspired. Like, okay, this guy, he must know that this is a good play, and we will blindly follow him. And that trust is actually really difficult to find on a team. That's something that actually TL were struggling with. Like, they used to struggle with it a lot. I still think they can improve on it now. But one of TL's biggest issues was that they were not all connected on the same page. Like, they didn't fully all like know, okay, this is the right thing to do. They were kind of just all on different pages. And getting everyone on the same page is super difficult to do. But LYON have clearly figured it out. Like, they know that, you know what? We're just going to make a call. And if it's a bad call, it's a bad call. If it's a good call, it's a good call. It doesn't matter. We're going to make a call. We're going to like, if we go, we're going to all full send at once. And that's it. And if we don't go, we don't go. We're not going to like half contest anything. Like, we will make it very clear that we are contesting and we are not contesting. And they will give a lot of objectives. They'll be like, you know what? We don't need to fight this. Everyone just farm, scale up. We'll fight the next one. And they have a very clear identity and very clear vision of how they want to play the game. That's something that's very difficult to do, but they clearly have it, and that's why they're a top team. So shout out to Inspired. Saint, this was a mid-gap of a series, bro. He was a monster today, Saint. I mean, I've seen Saint play some crazy games before, but he was really good in this series, man. And he was playing stuff that I think suit his play style. I don't think Saint is like the control mage type of player. I don't even think Quid is that player either, which is kind of why it was frustrating that I know Oriana's OP, so you gave Quid Oriana, fair enough, but I didn't like the Casio for Quid. I know he had a good Victor game last series, or 2 series ago against FlyQuest, but like, I just think that TL need to do what LYON is doing with Saint with Quid. Just free him up and let him play his agency champs. Saint was playing LeBlanc, he was playing Akali. His Akali game was masterful. His Galio game was really good, and he was just being so aggressive. A very, very just a very aggressive player he is, bro. And sometimes his aggressiveness might cost him a little bit, but today it was on point. And he's always ready to go. If Inspired we want to fight, Saint's like, when? Like, now? And then Inspired's like, yeah. And then he's like, I'm ready. So shout out to Saint. Berserker, solid as always. Kind of gapped LYON low-key. Like, they had a couple of 2v2 kills in the third game. Had a great Yunara game. He had a great Senna game as well. He was player of the game in that one. Just had a great impact in the fights. Didn't have a loud series, but definitely had a very steady, solid series, and he was, he never looked like he was about to die or int for no reason. I thought Isles was great. I think Isles is the unsung hero of this team. No one really talks about Isles. It's crazy because Isles was on Dignitas and he was just rotting there. But it's bro, Isles is so good now. He is one of the top supports in the league, and he looks really good. He looks really comfortable. I think I used to have a perception that he was better on Enchanters, but his Alistar game today was really good. I know he had a really good Alistar game. I thought his Nautilus game was fine. His Lulu game was amazing. So I thought Owls was great. I thought Dokla's only fault today was giving over that 1 kill in the second game, or in the third game. I think when they could have had a perfect game. But apart from that, Big Dokes, solid, on point, doing exactly what he's supposed to do. And yeah, obviously I talked about Inspired. So listen, whole team was solid, man. And I think they're going to do us part at MSI. I think they have a good chance to, I don't know if they can beat any of the Asian teams, but they can definitely, contend with people like G2 or whoever. I think they can be fine against those, European teams or PCS teams or CBLOL. I think they'll be fine against those type of teams. So yeah, I think LYON, really excited to see them at MSI. TL, listen, I think obviously it was a disappointing series if you're going for TL today. I think TL was, I don't think TL played as loose as they normally do. I think they were a little bit tensed. I also didn't like some of their drafting. I just thought that some of their drafting was just not great. I thought game 1, okay, LYON basically gave over Varus and Ori, which are like the two most OP champs in the game. So fair enough, you take them. But I think game 2 didn't like their draft at all. Game 3 again also didn't like their draft. I think the problem with TL's drafting today is that you can't play a scaling team in a team comp against LYON and win with ease. Like you need to be really good to win against LYON if you're playing a team that is a scaling comp, because LYON is they're the kings of doing that. Like they love to just scale up and farm and just play for fights. So number one, your team fighting needs to be really good in order to do that. And TL's team fighting today was terrible. And LYON's team fighting, oh my god, LYON's team fighting was chef's kiss, bro. LYON's team fighting was so good today. And I think that's LYON's biggest strength going into MSIs. I think their team fighting is so good. I think their coordination is so good. Their map plays are so good. I think their laning is probably their biggest weakness. But I think apart from that, I don't even think their laning is bad. I just think that that's probably the worst part of their game. But TL's team fighting today was just not good. And if you're playing a scaling comp, and if you're playing for the third Drake or whatever, and if you have 2 items on your carries, and if you want to fight it and you misplay your fights, you're basically just did all that waiting for no reason. And scaling against LYON is so tough because LYON just knows how to play that game so well. And picking Shyvana and stuff like that. Shyvana is so weak early, and Inspired knew that. So Inspired invaded Jose twice and took his red and took some other of his camps. Like, very smart, just gauging the game correctly. I think the best way to beat a team like LYON is to just pick stuff that's chaotic into them. I think that's just how you beat Inspired teams. If you look at FlyQuest from last year, a lot of the ways that FlyQuest lost whenever they did lose, the rare series that FlyQuest did lose is when they got snowballed. Whether it was C9 had a couple series last year where C9 used to snowball FlyQuest, or I remember VKS had one game in split 3 finals. G2 had a couple games in Worlds. And that's the same thing with LYON because it's an Inspired-led team. So their philosophies are going to be pretty similar. FlyQuest is also a very slow team, just like LYON is playing right now. I think in order to beat a team like LYON, you have to pick something that's very, very skirmishy early, something that can kind of snowball the game, an early game comp basically. And if you're able to kind of out-hands LYON and cause some chaos and make them uncomfortable in lane, because I think that's their worst part is their early game. Because after that, they're very impossible to beat. If you're like an LCS team, if you're an Eastern team, then you could kind of just out-hands them. But if you're a TL, I think that's kind of what you had to do. But unfortunately, they didn't do it. I still think they'd be solid at MSI. I think they have a very good set of players. I really want to see Morgan a little bit more connected with the team. I think even though he was playing stuff like Sion and some tanks, I just don't think his team fights. I just don't think. If you look at Dokla, he had way more impact in the fights than Morgan. And I think TL just needs to figure out how to fight better as a team, as a unit. I think they did a really good job against FlyQuest. They had a very, very clear plan with Morgan kind of initiating with his Ornn engages and Sion engages and stuff like that. But today it was all over the place. And then even Core JJ, there was a couple of times where, even in game 2 and 3, Jose was stealing the Drake, and basically LYON was on soul point, and few times Jose just stole the Drake, and they were fine. They could have just left because they were already down 5 or 6K, but instead they went for the fight. I'm like, why? You guys are down 6K. You guys stole the objective, which is best case scenario, right? Just go back and just go back and run. You don't have to fight if you're down 6K, and the only reason you're even there is to steal the objective, because in the first place, that you don't have a chance to win a 5v5. But for some reason, Core JJ flash engaged as Rel, and I forgot what he was playing the second game. But yeah, Rakan, I think. I don't know if he was playing Rakan and Rel. He was playing Rakan in the third game. I don't know. I just think that just picking and choosing your fights, having Quid on something that can have some more agency and not a control mage. I think the only control mages, or the only mages I want to see really Quid playing are Ryze and Ori. I don't really want to see Quid on Cassio. I don't really want to see him on Victor. I know his Victor was good against FlyQuest, but I just don't associate those champs with Quid. I think Quid is just too good to. I like those are champs. If you look at Oriana, Victor, Casio, like if you told me like, okay, an LCS player played these 3 champs in a series today, I would think that's Quad. I wouldn't think that's Quid. I'm like, Quid played these champs? Like, no way. So I just don't think Quid was utilized as effectively as he should have today. You know, like the way that LYON is utilizing Saint and giving him stuff like a Kali, LeBlanc, like I just think you have to kind of just give Quid champs that have agency like this. You know, champs that can like make something happen, not like control mages. So yeah, I think Jose was good. I think Jose was like trying everything he could. He was great. He was stealing a bunch of stuff, but I still think TL will be okay. I think they're gonna have a very tough time to get out of their playing groups though, because T1's in it. So we'll see what happens. I mean, it's gonna be really difficult, but who knows? You know, we'll see what happens. I will do MSI previews for these 2 teams as we get closer, but I do want to say appreciate all the support. Shout out to LYON for winning the split. Very, very big accomplishment, and I think they'll do us proud of MSI, man. I think they have a good chance of making some noise. So we're gonna wrap it up here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like, subscribe if you guys are new, and comment down below your thoughts on the series. I'll see you later as always. Peace.